Hello everyone, Poor Cynic here with Tyrant Reviews, and this is Angry Birds 2 by Rovio. Angry Birds 2 is the 8th game in the physics-based puzzle series, and that's just counting the physics-based puzzle games. If you played just about any of its predecessors, you know what's up. Pigs have stolen your eggs and hold up in rather flimsy fortresses. Knock these fortresses down using a giant slingshot and your own bodies. So, yeah. I've expressed my feelings on the Angry Birds franchise before, I believe. In case you missed that, I'm not a fan. And this game definitely does not make me any more of a fan. In fact, it sort of makes me less so. But we'll get into that once we start playing the game. Let's go over some of the things here on screen. You can see at the top, you have, in the top left, you have a full life thing. Is 5 lives, and you have 103 gems. That's the supercurrency and the amount of energy you have. Every time you die, or every time you fail a level, you lose one of these 5 lives, and it takes 30 minutes to recharge unless you're willing to pay. And it's actually kind of pricey, I mean the supercurrency, to pay for another life. And if you're not willing to pay for lives, and if you use up all 5, it's going to take 2 hours and 30 minutes to be fully charged from 0. Yeah, the supercurrency itself, these gems, they're actually essentially worthless. You get so little supercurrency in-game, and it requires so much to actually do anything, to pay for these spells they introduce and to pay for extra lives. And it's no surprise to me that the $10 version is the most popular, because that's the only one that really offers any value. I think the dollar one, like, it pays for 1 life, if I'm recalling correctly, and that's not worth it. $1 to be able to play again, that is not any sort of deal. Alright, let's go over some of the things on the bottom. We have our options. It just goes into music and turn that on or off. Then there's the leaderboards, which are not, there we go, not very responsive there. And we have information. That's just the credits. And we have these cards. Basically, it shows what characters you've unlocked and feathers and whatnot. I have no idea what the feathers do. I know they're part of the arena system, which I actually do like. The arena system is essentially you play as far as you can and get a certain amount of points, and if you get enough points, you earn feathers and you're competing against other people in the world. I just don't know what the feathers do. This is the new character, Silver. It's female. She is female, as I found out, and she's basically just, you tap the screen and she loops down into something that's below her at increased speed. You know what? I'm going to use her as my avatar. It's not really going to matter, but, you know, I like her look. Alright. And then you can go to tunes.tv, which is where you can watch the Angry Birds cartoons, which I will admit I kind of liked when I saw them before, but it's not something I want to go back to. And then down here, the little spots and bars, this just shows the daily quests you can to unlock. You know, you get a reward of 5 whole gems, and send a gift. That's part of the Facebook integration, which they really push hard. And as someone who's not a fan of Facebook or social media integration, that's, you know, a bunch of nothing. Then there's Rovio stuff, there's the arena at the top right corner. But now let's actually get into gameplay. Yeah, spells are disabled in boss levels. Thank you, Red. Essentially, what differentiates Angry Birds 2 from its predecessors, the major thing is you can select which bird you want to use next, because they're all arranged on cards. And, like, it'll show you in just a second. Then you can select spells, like I'll pick the hot pepper, and each of the spells does something different. Like the hot pepper selects one random pig and will make them explode. In this case, like you see here, I have 3 things to choose from. I have the pepper, I have Chuck, and I have Matilda. And I can pick whichever one of those I want. And that'll let me, you know, sort of customize my strategy, which is a nice bit, because before there wasn't really a lot of strategy beyond make everything fall in the right way. But I will mention, I should mention right away, that strategy is sort of undone by the fact that every time you have to restart a level, they change in structure, or they can change in structure, which means the strategy you have developed in your head, like you fail a level and say, okay, I see what I need to do, I need to do this and this and this, that will be immediately undone when you restart. It's ridiculous. Alright. So let's actually start flinging some birds around here. I think I want to go with Matilda. Chuck is good against wood, and there isn't really a lot. You can see here there are fans, and they'll actually, you know, change the path of your bird. No, I don't. You know what? Actually, let's try Chuck. I think I can maybe try something. Nope, didn't do nothing. So that was a good use of absolutely nothing whatsoever. You know what? Let's use the pepper. I'm going to show off what that does. You just fire it and it'll randomly set a pig on fire. He panics and blows up. I rather wish it had been one of the pigs on the lower levels because a pig on the top doesn't help me whatsoever. Alright. I haven't... I tapped the screen and it did not fire off. That's another thing. The powers are very finicky sometimes, and they will not do what you... or they will not fire off when you want them to fire, as it doesn't really register the tap at the right time. You see, I'm using up all the birds just trying to get through this first part, so I have essentially already failed. You can get more birds if you... What the heck was that? The fan didn't catch me. Now, if you see up in the top right corner, if you fill up that section, you get an extra card, essentially. And once again, the fan did not give me any sort of boost. I guess I was firing at the wrong place. But yeah, 60, cost 60 gems to get 3 more cards. Which, considering the lowest pack is 80, is crazy. We're just going to close out of that. See, I lose a life, and it's going to take 30 minutes or so. We're going to retry. And don't get the idea that I don't like this game because I'm bad at it. You know, I will admit there's a little bit of that, but there's just other stuff not to like about this game. Take the ducks, I don't care. The ducks are essentially bombs you can drop on the pigs, and the snowflake turns everything to snow, which makes the blues incredibly useful. Let's see what we got now. Great, we got a ton of stone. That makes everything so much better. And of course, I don't get to start off with red, who would be most useful in this situation, because I could just blow the tower down onto the little one over there. Could I get all the way down there with Chuck and destroy that TNT at the very bottom? I don't think I could, but I'm gonna try. The answer is no. I would totally miss, but I still knock down the tower anyway. So that's... I guess that could be considered a success. But now I need to get this really far away tower. Let's see if I can wing it like this. Ah, that sort of worked. There we go. He's tipping. He's tipping. He's done. Not enough to get another card, but enough to move me on to the... Oh, there we go. I did get an extra card. So that's a plus, I suppose. We are moving on to the next part of this stage. I will say, though, there is a lot to do. All these stages have, you know, multiple sections, and apparently there are 260 levels, so there's definitely a lot of content. The problem is so much of it essentially is going to slow you down with this in-app purchase BS. Alright. Okay, I think I'm going to try to use red to knock this tower down. And I think I mentioned, but all the different birds have different powers. Red can use his battle cry to push things over. Chuck basically turns into a missile. Silver can do that swooping thing. The blues can split apart, blah blah blah, etc., etc., etc. It's all so far away. How am I going to get that? Alright. Since it's all ice, let's try the blues. This is going to be a long shot. Get a little bit of bump from the... There we go. A little bit of bump from the fan. That did it. Now we'll move on to the third and final part of this stage. You can hit this button in the corner, that'll make it fast forward in case you want to skip, because sometimes it lingers on that, final collapsing. Alright, what do we got here? I don't like that it starts you off on such a zoomed-in perspective. It doesn't allow you to see the whole field, which is... It's kind of annoying. It's not a deal-breaker. There are plenty of other deal-breakers in this already. You know what? I'm going to try silver. I'm going to try to land on that TNT there. The silver is more powerful when they... Silver hit the top of that building and completely missed everything. That's... Use the ducks. That's one way to do it, I suppose. Yeah, silver hit the edge of the building and did not complete the loop, which completely screwed up my strategy. In that case, that was my fault. I wasn't paying attention, but... Wow, that's, I think, my lowest star score yet. You did not see it there, but there was an advertisement sandwiched in after I essentially selected continue. Alright, level 29. Let's give this one a shot. Should mention, each world is broken up into 3 parts. The 3 different parts lead up to a fight with 3 different bosses. There's the chef pig, there's the foreman pig, and there's the king pig. And, you basically just have to work through it and trying to get through... I lost my train of thought there. Essentially, you're trying to, obviously, work your way through, defeat the bosses, defeat the levels as you would any sort of video game. How am I going to do this level? One positive thing I will say about this game, the music is quite good. Admittedly, we're only hearing this one track because we're only in this one world, but it is still quite solid. And that's always been sort of a positive point, I guess, about the Angry Birds franchise, is it does have good music. I will admit that, even though I'm not a fan of the games. Okay. Let's see here. You know what, Silver? I'm going to give you another chance. I want to get that TNT over there. And now. Well, oh, there we go. That nailed it. That was, that worked out pretty well. Oh, things are still going. Alright, kind of wanted that other stone triangle to fall, but that's not a problem. That's not a problem. Do I want to waste red on this, or, let's go with Chuck. Chuck will just knock the bottom out. There we go. There we go. Thank you, Chuck. That'll do just fine. Here's the fast forward. That classic fast-forwarding sound and animation that no one under this certain age is going to know what that means. Or maybe you do. Maybe you're more well-versed in ancient technology than I thought you are. Oh, that's... Oh, I wish I hadn't chosen red. Shoot. Shoot. Okay, maybe I can get a double bounce off this fan, because right now I am screwed. Oh, no. This is very much a Matilda stage. Or a silver stage. Which makes me wish I had not used silver before. Okay. Maybe her egg will detonate that. Unless I hit it too soon and just completely foul it up. That's also a distinct possibility. Ah, that stupid ledge! What the hell? Alright, so I failed again. How come I guess Matilda got a sharper angle because I activated the egg? But that doesn't make any sense. Just get me to the fail screen, for goodness sake. Like other in-app purchase games, this one feels like it's specifically designed to make you pay. Like it's specifically designed to make you fail over and over so you will have to spend more money. And that's really something I despise about these kind of games. It's something I am not a fan of in any sort of sense. And it just annoys me to see, even though I wasn't a fan of Angry Birds before, I know that they had a little bit of in-app purchase content, but mostly, from what I remember originally, it was just a pay, or, you know, you buy it once and you have the game type of game. And it sort of distresses me that it was moving in this direction of, you know, microtransactions all the time, and I really hate that. Alright, how am I going to do this stupid level? Maybe I can use the blues here. I won't get really a lot of tower knockage. That was okay. Not great. I would have preferred that it, you know, break that little glass piece at the bottom there, but I guess I have to take what I can get. Alright. Let's try this. Well, that was a crap angle. Why didn't it follow the direction I... That didn't make any sense. It did not make a lick of sense. Alright, let's try this. Did not set off the dynamite like I wanted, which means I am just burning birds at this point. Like I mentioned before, the physics sometimes in this game, it just seems really wonky, which is one of the major reasons I never got into the series. Like, I played the first game, and I was like, this is not reacting like it should. These are not... The angles are not going like they normally would, and it's annoying the hell out of me. So only one bird left, it's Chuck, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do jack on this stage. Maybe I'll get lucky. And things will just go my way. Maybe I can get the gust. That sort of did it, but I didn't activate his ability because I thought he was going to go right into the that building ledge again. You know, let's spring for the 3 cards. What did I get? Okay, that's actually helpful. I can actually do something with the silver. Give me some good. That's sort of helped, I guess. Oh, there we go. No, that did it. Thank you. It's exactly what I needed. It's exactly what I needed. But you saw how the structure of that building changed from the last time I did it. That is definitely something I don't like, because while the card element, as I mentioned before, it ends in strategy, this removes it. And I really don't like when that happens. Alright, how am I going to do this? I could go straight for the TNT, one of the TNTs, and that's actually what I might do, although the balloons will prevent it from falling in any major sense. The TNT might actually help with that. So Chuck, thank you for your noble sacrifice. Yeah, that helped a little bit, I guess. And I think I can get the last TNT with the blues here, maybe. Excuse me. There we go. That did the trick. Another level cleared in, you know, what should have been, I think, a lot easier, but whatever. So I got interrupted with a video advertisement there. At least something I will say about this, they allow you, after a few seconds, to skip the video advertisement, which is more than I can say for... What was the thing I looked at in Endless Runner Rampage? Sonic Dash. That was it. Okay, so we're going up against Foreman Pig now, in this boss battle. Actually, you know what? We've been going on a while. I'm actually going to call it here. I'm going to give the final verdict for Angry Birds 2. I'm actually a little torn on this game, though not in a love it or hate it kind of way. It's more like a meh about it or hate it. The music is great, arena mode can be entertaining, and I like the ability to choose my birds, albeit in this limited 3-card sense. But that does not make up for the rampant abuse of in-game purchases and limited lives. As I said, I remember that being a little prevalent in the previous Angry Birds games, but here it's emphasized to a disgusting degree. Rovio has jumped onto the Candy Crush microtransaction train and doesn't seem to mind that its customers have been tied to the track. What actually bothers me about this game the most is how it and other titles like it are dominating the iOS gaming landscape. There are far better titles out there to play, games that should be lauded by everyone. In fact, I'm going to be reviewing one of those next week. But as for Angry Birds 2, I say we send this Valve franchise off to the deep fryer. I've been Poor Cynic. Ta-ta and farewell.